Emery Smith, UFO Whistleblower, Part 4. Here is the full interview of Emery Smith, former Air Force field medic, also known as the Black Project whistleblower, alleges he worked in a deep underground biological facility located in the USA. This is a continuation from Part 3. We have factions in the cabal that scalar and photometry that can create huge hurricanes, earthquakes, tidal waves, and whatnot. So you have all these factors here against us. But as long as every one person makes a change for the better, and we start respecting each other, and we don't judge each other based on our race or gender and religion, that things are going to get a lot better. But until we learn to get along here, the farthest we're going to get with this is just a ride in SpaceX's little first-class shuttle around the planet. So I wouldn't be thinking there's any moon trips anytime soon to go to the Hilton there on the moon. Yeah, I've had many memorable extraterrestrial experiences, too many to count. And there are a few that did stick out, that stuck out in my memories, that stay with me for a long time. And one of them was a visitation from some tall whites in a craft. And it was the first time I was actually physically next to these beings and was able to communicate telepathically and get downloaded a lot of information that was needed for me to disembark on this journey, which helped me tremendously. As far as the projects, it was always fascinating every year as you get higher security clearances to also see technologies and extraterrestrials working with humans that were actually against their will at one time, and then seeing them becoming a family and being happy that they're helping us because they feel really sad for us. So I think some of the things working hand in hand with extraterrestrials in these underground laboratories and being part of these projects, and seeing that while they're kind of just like us, they're just a little bit more civilized and mature. And it was a really big gift for me because I picked up on a lot with their energy and a lot of their teachings and educational scientific stuff, which I was just fascinated with. And it was very addictive for me to go to work because I just wanted to know more, and where's this going, and why doesn't anyone know about this? It was later on I figured if this stuff got out, what a blessing it would be to change the world, to help all the animals of the world, and clean all the oceans, and to cure my family of cancer, and all these things. Work was just flying through my head. So I think, to answer that question, it was just working hand in hand with these extraterrestrials. It was a blessing, and also having special moments where you actually get to communicate with an extraterrestrial now and then to upgrade you, and to also learn different sciences that didn't exist here on planet Earth. Because I was working on zero-point energy devices and getting more into that, and having zero-point energy devices that actually work, and threats started coming in, and I felt threatened enough that if I did not do something, that my life was going to end very abruptly and very quickly. And my past shows that with the amount of family members and friends I've lost in the last 10 years and lifetime, that is correlated with this type of thing. So I believe that I had to come forward because I needed to get this information out to the people before it's time to go. So I'm saying, yeah, it's time to go. Okay, but before I go, let me get something documented, and let's get all the paperwork in and everything I could possibly have and give it to people like David Wilcock and Gaia TV and other people that are in this. I'm going to be very happy and satisfied, and to know that I've done my due diligence, and I have got this out here, plus a lot of my non-disclosure agreements just ended, not all of them. And I felt more comfortable talking about these types of things, and that was probably one of the main reasons that I've been just hanging out in the background, listening to the pop culture leaders here, and also the well-significantly renowned leaders in this field of consciousness speak and talk, and get kind of an idea of what level everyone's at. My life has been threatened significantly ever since I started opening labs that have to do with energy, creating energy from the vacuum of space, and other types of devices. I was a very successful person. I had 21 corporations, had many patents behind my name. I had unlimited amount of money and funds, and when I started putting my funds and money into these labs, that with these scientists that were developing all these amazing technologies, that's when I noticed they started interfering, and my life just started going downhill from there. I'm doing this the right way, and the government told me one time, they brought me in. They said, you gotta be careful. They said you're protected, got your back, but you're not bulletproof. So think about that. So that meant for me, I don't need to be on any camera and talking about that stuff, about the energy stuff. After that, I started losing my companies. I had a lot of colleagues turned against me because of my belief systems. A lot of my business partners were very upset that I was doing work in documentaries, talking about new technologies, extraterrestrials. For many, many years, I was being an informant for David Wilcock for 10 years, and he wanted me way back then. I was like, no, it's just not time. Plus, people weren't ready for it back then. I needed everyone to get warmed up to my speed. So I'm glad, like Corey Good is out there talking about this stuff. We're still talking about it. Wilcock's still talking about it. All these amazing people that you see at these meetings are talking about science and the physics behind it and trying to figure it out, and life experiences, which is important. And that laid the foundation for me to come along and say, you guys got it, you're all right, good. Now let's go. Let's take it to the next level, and let me give you all my information, and hopefully that will put in those pieces to that puzzle that we've all been waiting for, because it's been hidden for way too long, and it is driving me crazy to go outside and sit in a car and start it and go anywhere when I know what's really out there and what I've been involved with, and I've flown in these devices. So it's just, why do we have to have underground tunnels with freeways or these other magnetic, these other train systems and stuff? There's other ways to do it that's easier. We're still staying with the gas, is what I'm saying. And for people have electric cars, I know you're talking about, because everyone's like, well, I got this car, I got a Tesla, I have an electric hybrid. And I'm like, that's great. I said, where do you plug that into? And where's that energy come from? The most likely, it's electric, gas and coal. Unless you're near a hydroelectric plant where you're charging your car. It'd be great if everyone had a waterfall in their backyard. Then we wouldn't need electric, right? Because that waterfall would just basically turn that little turbine over and over. We have electricity forever, but not all of us have a waterfall in our backyard. My take. Very interesting information here. Not sure what to make of Emery Smith yet. He seems to be, to me, a bit of a used car salesman type. Stay tuned for more in part 5 of this series.
Don't forget to sign up for our Patreon page. Members get early access to videos, ad-free, and you can see content you can't see anywhere else.